What a goddamn disgrace. That's how we're starting off this episode number 14 of UnWatchable. The New York Mets are the biggest disgrace in New York State right now. After this video is done, the New York Mets will have been swept by the Chicago Cubs and will fall 12 and a half games under 500, burying themselves in a hole to China that not even Jesus Christ can pull them out of. That's the way we're going to start this video today. I'm just going to be honest with everyone. I'm going to try and make this video as fast as I can because I don't want to talk about this disgusting, gutless, lifeless, soulless, ballsless, sandbaggish group of fucking losers you have ever seen. There will be no positives in this video. I lied. There will be one positive, and that's the fact that the Mets got Mathis. I almost said Cole Hamels. Cole Mathis, a single-A player in the David Peterson trade. That'll probably be the only positive. Everything else will be negative. I want to take this time now to thank the brilliant genius who went to Harvard, who knows more about baseball than any of us do, David Stearns. I want to thank you so much, David, for ruining this fucking team, making them the laughing stock of the league. I want to thank you for it. I want to thank you for just wrecking this team. Thank you so much for absolutely nothing. Steve Cohen, the billionaire Steve, Uncle Stevie, Dodgers of the East. Remember all that talk? Oh, it's never going to be the same like it was under the Wilpons. Shut the fuck up. Uncle Stevie, where have you been? Why are you sleeping at the wheel with a bottle of bourbon on your lap? Where are you? Where exactly have you been these last, 3 fucking months? Where have you been? Where were you when you let the genius make all these decisions in the off-season last year? Where were you? It's all right, though. He'll tell us about on a hot summer day in Los Angeles back when Marcus Semien flied out, that on a good summer day, that's a home run. Oh, how about when Bo Bichette hit the base-clearing double against the Twins? He's never been around. And he's talking about green shoes. It's time for the con man to shut the fuck up. You got what you wanted, Stevie. You got your casino, and you don't care about the Mets. That was truly your point. I'm really starting to believe that as time goes on and on and on. So, with that being said, the season's over. There's no salvaging this season. It was the biggest failure known to mankind. Which is weird because the New York Mets have had, I'm sure, plenty of horrible fucking seasons. I mean, look at them. They've been the laughingstock since 1962. They've been the laughingstock. But in my lifetime, it's the worst season I've ever fucking seen. You got a 37-year-old second baseman. All we heard in the offseason. Oh, we got to focus on run prevention. Run prevention. Run prevention. That's all we got to worry about. We can't keep Brandon Nimmo. There's too much money on his contract, and he's not good defensively. Run prevention. Can't keep Jeff McNeil. He's not playing grab ass with Francisco Lindor, who's laughing every time he makes an error. In that game yesterday, made a beautiful error, start his night, and laughed about it. Typical Francisco Lindor, who sucks ass. That should be traded. Can't keep Jeff McNeil, Can't keep Pete Alonso. No. He's not good at first base. No, he's not Don Mattingly or Keith Hernandez or, a prime version of Paul Goldschmidt. No. You cannot do that. And that's so funny. Nothing pisses me off more when I see a catcher make an error or when I see a first baseman make an error. Somehow, this genius really thought that the combination between Mark Vientos, Brett Beatty, Eric Wagaman, whoever the fuck that is, Jared Young, and Jorge Polanco, Jorge Polanco's missed more games than Pete Alonso ever did in a Mets uniform. But no, let's hand Jorge Polanco $40 million, and he's on the injured list. Or how about Luis Robert Jr.? He stole $20 million right from the Mets, and he's gone. He's not playing another game. Are you serious? That jerk-off is nowhere to be seen. Anyway, back to the first base situation. Nothing pisses me off more when a catcher and a first baseman makes an error. Because all I heard in the offseason, Pete Alonso sucks. He's not good defensively. He's gonna get a pitcher killed. And you got Jared Young in the first game almost overthrowing Nolan McLean. And then you got Mark Vientos making an error in the ninth inning yesterday. And Mark Vientos has been a clusterfuck at first base. Should not be playing first base. Mark Vientos should be punted off this team. You got 4 first basemen now who are nowhere as good as Pete Alonso. Now, with that being said, while we're on Pete Alonso, if he was on this team, it really wouldn't matter. I'm pretty sure they would be in last place or, third place, fourth place, somewhere in that vicinity. But you have players out of position left and right. And this is your version of run prevention. What a bill of goods you sold everybody. And you know what? If I said it earlier, I would sign for a terrible year if that means Steve Cohen would pull the fucking trigger on David Stearns. Doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon. I guess, to Steve Cohen, this is normal, and he doesn't really care. He's got the casino. He's probably over there right now looking at the construction being built in that dumbass casino. I really want to know what was going through Stearns' head in the offseason. Because, like I said, run prevention. Okay, cool. You have nobody playing the right position, and you brought in no pitchers. I don't want to hear about Freddie Peralta. Freddie Peralta sucks. 5-inning Freddie, who was talking about 8 years, $215 million. And a pitcher in a contract year was pitching into the 5th inning. Not good enough. Not good enough. Especially when you're giving up 10 earned runs against the Philadelphia Phillies, and you're still saying you want 8 years. No. First of all, Freddie Peralta should not even be on this team. He shouldn't. Neither should Tobias Myers or anybody be on this team. The whole roster shouldn't even exist. I made a joke about this. I would seriously demote the Mets to the Atlantic League. I really would demote them to the Atlantic League and bring up the Long Island Ducks. Because I've spent more time watching the Long Island Ducks than I've watched the Mets this year. And for some odd reason, I decided to pain myself watching a doubleheader yesterday. And you know what? I got awarded with the biggest fuck you I've ever seen in my life. That's how it went down. Let's get on this David Peterson trade. So, David Peterson, former first-round pick by the New York Mets, absolutely sucked this year. Ever since the All-Star break last year, after the All-Star game last year, he's been absolutely garbage. So, David Peterson this year pitched 68 innings pitched. He had 46 earned runs, 63 strikeouts, 33 walks, a 1-win, 6-loss record, terrible, and an ERA of 6.09. That is fucking terrible. That is terrible. And, this is the first sell-off, if you really want to call that, the first sell-off by the New York Mets. And, there should be other players who are traded away. I'm just going to name a couple of them. Mark Vientos, Brett Beatty, Marcus Semien, what a stiff he's been. He sucks ass. Francisco Lindor, get him off this team too. Kodai Senga, I call him Odai Senga, because he can't find a win. And Bo Bichette. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm open to trading the whole roster. I'm open to trading this team off somewhere else. I'm open to doing anything. Because I just don't care about this team anymore. What a fucking disgrace this team is. And I truly blame the brilliant genius who went to Harvard, David Stearns. I truly blame him. And like I said, the only positive, the Mets get this guy, Cole Mathis, who's a first baseman and a third baseman, who's in high A ball for the Cubs. He's reporting for the Mets minor league system. Nothing really too exciting there. I guess another positive, David Peterson gone. Cool. And, oh, look at that. I got the notification Mets are recalling left-handed pitcher Zach Thornton to the big league roster. Cool. Yeah, fantastic. Run prevention, right? Run prevention includes Brett Beatty playing right field out of position, Bo Bichette playing third base out of position, the stiff Marcus Semien playing second base, who made, what was it, 2 or 3 errors last night? 2 or 3, something like that. Doesn't matter. And then, like I said, you've got the combination of 5 first basemen who don't play first base, and that being Mark Vientos, Brett Beatty, Eric Wagaman, whoever that is, Jared Young, and Jorge Polanco. What a goddamn disgrace. The season is over. Like I said, after this video, Mets will get swept by the Cubs, and they'll be 12.5 games under 500, and they'll be further and further into the hole. And, you can look at this team and say, yeah, they had potential. Like David Stearns says all the time, oh, this team got potential. We should have like an idiot. You can say they had potential. But you look back on it, the 12-game losing streak, the 5-game losing streaks, the 7-game losing streaks, the fact that you got players out of position, the fact that you got Kodai Senga throwing, when you had David Peterson pitching, when you have Sean Manaea pitching, Freddie Peralta can't get past the 5th inning. Was there really potential there? So, we're going to end this video right here now because I just don't want to talk about this team. The season's over. That's all you need to know. The season is over. The selling has begun. Sell the whole team. Sell everybody. I don't give a fuck. That's it. That's all I got to say. If there's more trades, obviously there'll be more videos uploaded for the Mets. So, for instance, if tomorrow the Mets turn around and trade Francisco Alvarez, there will be a video made about that. But as it stands, the next video will come on the trade deadline, which I'm hoping that's when they just decide to sell everybody, so I can just make one giant bulk video and not have to talk about this team till the end of the year. Because I just, it depresses me. It just makes me depressed talking about this shit team. All right, guys, thank you for tuning into this video of UnWatchable. New York Mets suck. They really do.